Hey everyone, welcome back to Nothing Nerdy. My name is Frankie and I'm here with the Inspector Who Reacts, and we're about to talk about the most recent episode of Ahsoka.
Episode 4.
Episode 4. So first off, I have to say I had this spoiled for me, but it's my own fault.
Oh,
I
I just saw the front what the screen is so I guess we're just gonna go ahead and talk about
Well, no, I mean,
the
listen,
thing.
anybody who's watching the stream obviously watched Ahsoka, so we're just gonna put him right there. We all know what happened. Daniel,
Do you want to
hello.
just go ahead and talk about that in the beginning?
Yeah, we could do that. But first, I want to say, so I had this spoiled for me, and it was like 5 o'clock in the morning. I was half asleep, not even thinking. I went on. I got a notification on Twitter from someone that I follow who talks about Bad Batch stuff. So I was like, oh, let me go look at this Bad Batch tweet, and like not even thinking, I just continued scrolling. And I guess it was showing me other people's tweets. I didn't realize that. I thought it was just that one person's page. And then all of a sudden, boom, there he is. And I was like, well, okay. I mean, we knew he was coming at some point, so like it's not like
Yeah.
a huge spoiler, but I didn't know it was coming today.
In the more, so you didn't watch the episode last night?
I was in bed last night when it came out, so no.
Uh,
Yeah.
okay. Um,
I mean, there isn't much. All we can really do is speculate. There isn't much to say about what happened. We can just speculate.
I mean, this was a good episode, but Anakin's back.
But like,
Anakin, Ahsoka.
yeah, it was so cool to see them live action together. Like that was just like, like
In
oh
the
my
world
god.
between worlds.
Yeah. Um. But like so many questions and so many theories. Like, okay, like for example, I'm wondering like, okay, so wait, does this mean that she died when she fell, or is she
I
like
don't think
dreaming all
so.
this, or is this the Force doing a thing? Like what exactly? How did she end up there exactly?
I keep seeing people saying like she died or something, and I'm like, no, I think she kind of just fell into the world between worlds, kind of like how Ezra got Ahsoka through. There was probably like some void that she just fell into when she got knocked off the cliff. Considering this nexus of the Force that this area is,
Mm-hmm.
probably is like a worlds between worlds portal kind
Hmm.
of area.
Question is, so then how was this portal open up? Did Anakin do something? Was
Maybe.
Anakin somehow in the past somehow given this knowledge that Ahsoka would need to be saved at some point in the
This is,
future?
actually, that's funny that this is like the second time that World Between Worlds has need to save Ahsoka.
Yeah, right? She's such a troublemaker.
Like the Force Nexus reality has to come in to save her.
Yeah. Uh, she just tripped and fell into it. How many women have said that? We just, you know.
Um, but
Listen to the voice when she first arrives in the world between worlds. I thought it sounded like Obi-Wan, honestly. I thought she was going to hear like a stream of different voices, but then she said Anakin, so I was like, oh well, maybe I misheard the voice. But to me, it sounded like Obi-Wan, but like Ben,
it said
Ben
Snips.
Kenobi, like old Ben. I think it was the son. Oh,
Maybe it does have that. I've heard some people point out that when the episode cuts off and ends, there's that you can kind of hear Vader's theme a little bit, or that little
okay.
bit of kind of a darker tone to it. Um, and even it's like very hard to point out, but it looks like his lightsaber isn't Anakin's; it's Vader's.
Hmm.
Just, but I mean, it's too dark to tell. I'm not 100
Mm-hmm.
percent sure. He might not even wearing a lightsaber, in all honesty. But that's what I've heard and it's I you know as again I've heard another theory. What if this is when Ahsoka gets knighted, like Kanan did? Like this is Anakin finally knighting her,
Ooh,
basically.
okay. Kind of like okay. That would be an interesting
So he
thing.
makes her a Jedi again.
But she doesn't want to be a Jedi,
It's
so
like, well, I,
like she
that's what
chose.
she said.
She chose to walk away. Vader and
Yeah.
Anakin Saber are basically the same. Oh, just more black accessories. And yes, Robert, I'm always thinking of Obi-Wan. Anakin can't knight anyone when he is dead. But is he dead, though? What if this is Anakin from another time? Like, what if he's still very much alive
I
at this,
If it's
wherever he
Anakin
is?
from the past, I feel that would be that would hurt like the past. If Anakin knew about the world between worlds, I don't think he would have turned to the dark side. Sort of thing.
True. But then, like, then I can't explain how he was there, because it like the world between worlds doesn't make things up. Like,
yeah, it's also the Force. I feel like it's just his ghost.
but he didn't look like a Force ghost. And how would a Force ghost be in the world between worlds? Like, I mean, maybe they can be, but like
More solid, I guess. I mean, heck, if we were to talk about like Last Jedi, Luke Force projected himself to look real.
right.
So, I mean, Anakin being the chosen one, I think that's another thing. He's wearing his Episode 3 gear.
Mhm.
When we saw him in Return of the Jedi, he was wearing like Jedi robes,
Mhm.
which were more white and traditional. So I wonder how this. I'm very curious what kind of Anakin we're getting in this next episode.
Mhm. In
And
the Force, you can have a physical body like in SOTOR. I don't know.
now,
Tuesday's Episode 3 wear. Tomorrow we wear pink.
Tuesday's episode 3 where
See, he doesn't exactly. I mean, I guess he looks a little ghostly, but I don't know. The bluish tint to me, I thought, well, that's just from like where they are. Like everything kind of has this blue tint, so I wouldn't. He doesn't look as ghostly as they normally do.
Yeah.
So to me, he looked more. I listen. I only watched it once. I'd have to watch it again, but to me, he looked more solid. But things could happen.
But I'm just, it's weird seeing Hayden as Anakin again. I mean, I know we've already seen it, but it's like it's the last time we saw Anakin as Anakin, basically.
Yeah.
Like the Episode 3 Anakin.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, I don't know. It makes me. It felt. It's my childhood again. It's my childhood.
Yeah. Yeah. The CGI was trash. Well.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah, they didn't need to de-age him this time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they didn't de-age him in Obi-Wan, so why de-age him now when he technically is the same age that Vader was when he died? So it's not. I mean, let him look old this time. Unless again, this could be like not our Anakin or something different. Or I don't know. I'm curious how he might look better in the next episode.
I'd have to look at him again. I mean, my initial reaction was, okay, his face looks a little fake. So like, I'm not like completely disagreeing with you, but I don't know what you like. That's you don't know what they were going for. Like, are they like they didn't like you said they didn't de-age him in Kenobi, so but it looks like they tried to do something here.
Yeah, it looks. He doesn't look like he's younger. He looks just smoother. That's just the my initial reaction.
The lighting has something to do with it. No, secret. Anakin went before he became Vader. I don't know.
Yeah, Anakin. He calls her Snips. He even says like you were here sooner than expected, which makes me wonder what he means by that.
Well, so I took that like, oh, you died sooner than I thought you would. Like that was kind of how I took it.
That's what I think a lot of people are meaning by when she's dead, and I don't believe she's dead, but I can see that interpretation. And if she is dead, like, dang, Filoni finally killed her.
I
But he's
mean,
gonna save her again.
even if she is quote unquote dead, I don't think she's dead. You know, like
Yeah.
um,
I mean, technically she died before and the daughter had to save her.
Ahsoka has died more times, almost as many times as Darth Maul, at the rate we're going.
Yeah.
Time travel to reset, episode 789. Oh god.
Oh my, wait, actually, it's like, technically she could have died at Vader's points. It's like, what do you mean sooner? You tried to kill me.
Yeah, right.
But, man, seeing, her reaction to seeing Anakin as well was just as well acted. It was, it's kind of, it's hard to believe that two, like, these two actors have never acted together before.
Yeah.
Like these two have technically never met. Like we just know them as characters from an animated show.
Yeah. I love the
But,
look on her face when she sees him. Like this
yeah.
look of like pure joy. Like I felt like she really captured that so well. Like she just looked so happy to see
Yeah.
him.
And I'm curious. I feel like Anakin, at the very least, is going to. I feel like his purpose in this moment is not just to maybe like help her, but also help everyone get to Thrawn, like guide her, since they don't have the map anymore. They need a way to get to Thrawn's place.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the Anakin's gonna help with that,
Maybe.
at the very least. Or maybe they use the world between worlds to jump galaxies to travel across. If you can't, use hyperspace, you can use this space.
That's true. I mean, that's entirely possible.
Mm-hmm.
And again, if they go in that direction, and there's this whole other galaxy where there's like other versions of them potentially running around, like
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, that was kind of where my mind went. I'm thinking like parallel. I'm getting a little hippy dippy here. I'm thinking like parallel realities or something.
Whoa,
So like,
yeah. What if this other galaxy is just an alternate universe of, like, Anakin didn't fall to the dark side,
well,
or
right. So
something?
like that would kind of give us a what if,
Yeah.
line of movies and shows where we could have, we
could have legends.
Yeah, legends. We could have like just what could have happened if Anakin didn't turn to the dark side, and and that would affect 7, 8, and 9 for those who want it to.
So we get legends in one galaxy and the sequels and everything else, Disney's stories in this universe.
Watch
and now they're
crap for losing.
I don't know. It's interesting. Can't wait to see Chopper going on murder spree again.
That's not all called legends. I mean, legend. A lot of the stuff that some of the like Anakin turning to the dark side, like that's canon. But
yeah,
Anakin not turning to the dark side is not legends.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember even like hearing the actress say that the next episode 5 was the one she was most excited for. And I can see it because it's the Anakin episode.
Understandable.
Why we haven't seen Mara Jade or Liu Zonbong? Yeah, they're in another galaxy.
They're over there too.
Or Star Killer, we could get. Oh my gosh, we could get everything we want.
Yeah.
And then there's this clash, Disney versus Legends. Oh my gosh. The real Star Wars. Or Star Wars. But yeah, that's gonna be interesting for the next episode. But this episode altogether, I think, was really good.
Yeah, from start to finish. And like you kind of got this feeling throughout. Okay, so I was a little. It's like I understood, but I was a little upset, like with Sabine. You know what she
Yeah.
did with giving them the map, but like I understood it. But also, Ahsoka sensed it. She knew. She sensed that Sabine was gonna do something because she
Yeah, she
said
could
to her,
sense Sabine's attachments.
yeah, she had said to her in the beginning, like, can I trust you? Can I count on you? Something like that, and she was like, yeah, of course. But like Ahsoka wasn't really feeling it.
Yeah.
But like you said, that's a good point. Like her attachments to Ezra.
Yeah.
So.
Which, I mean, I can't blame her, honestly.
Oh right,
Especially,
right. Like I don't know what I would do, but like I wouldn't give up so easily.
yeah. And it is one of those, the needs of the many versus the needs of the few.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also, like, in a weird way, the map is the only thing keeping Sabine alive. Because if she tried to destroy it, she'd be dead.
Yeah.
The other thing is, apparently, her family's dead. Like, Clan Rin is all gone.
Yes.
Was that Gideon? Was that like when Gideon destroyed Mandalore? Did that happen then? And that's what happened?
I guess so. I'm not really
I don't,
sure.
I feel like that's like it could have happened around then or something. Because I don't think we ever have an answer of when the Mandalorian purge happened.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that happen? Was that after like Return of the Jedi or before? Because it seemed like it happened during Ahsoka and Sabine's travels.
I don't know. I guess I assumed it was after Return of the Jedi, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I thought it was after Return of the Jedi too. But very I'm again like I was just watching the Rebels episodes with her family, and now to hear them dead, I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah. I was like, dang, I actually don't blame. I really understand where Sabine's coming from here.
Mm-hmm.
And there's still Hera, but Hera's got her actual, like, she's got her own kid now. She's got a different kid. She can't be the mom for everybody.
Yeah.
She's got to be a mom for her actual son this time.
Sabine's fault to make his fault. No. I couldn't believe, I was so annoyed in the end when like Hera really thought that they could all just block them and that they weren't gonna go. Like, I felt that was so stupid of her, and she put everybody in danger and got them all killed. Like,
yeah, I don't know what I don't know if they assumed they wouldn't go into hyperdrive or something, or I don't know. The whole hyperspace thing is weird now.
Yeah.
But I did like how it was a good thing that thing was a ring because it went around them.
Mm-hmm. I feel like he was like, okay, Hera was fairly stupid there. And I feel like she's smarter than that. I didn't get that move. I felt like that was one of those things, oh, well, for the sake of the plot, they gotta, I don't know, do something there, create more drama. I don't know what it was, but it didn't make sense to me.
I think I don't know, maybe it was like the whole thought, like maybe there's like a hyperspace rule where if something's in your way, the hyperspace shouldn't activate or something.
Yeah.
The fail safes or whatever that are in there, but I guess she just didn't realize how powerful the hyperdrive on that thing was.
I guess, but you know what? You're right, Robert. She does look like Billie Eilish.
No, Sabine? Or
no,
Shin. Oh, Shin. Yeah, she does, yeah.
If the ship hit them, it would have been torn apart, but the wake of the ship did it. But, like, you had to know, you're in direct line of the ship.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's man, the way that thing like just fired itself into the next galaxy was powerful.
Yeah.
Like
Um,
they have like a ripple effect in the space time.
mm-hmm. So, and I guess next week's episode is going to explain. I don't know if we'll see this other galaxy, maybe at the end.
That's a good question, yeah,
Yeah,
because we have like one episode that's probably going to focus mostly on Ahsoka and Anakin.
yeah.
But what's the plan for getting to the next galaxy? And I think they're going to, if Anakin isn't able to help them, or at least if they can't use the world between worlds, I think he's going. The Purgle. Maybe they like hitch a ride in a Purgle or something.
Maybe.
Get in a Purgle's mouth and then like go to the next galaxy.
It'll be a fun trip.
Um, that's what I think is that's one of like the many ways that they could cross because they don't. And that was the other thing. Like Sabine was planning to destroy the map, but like she just had a blaster, whereas it took Balon's like lightsaber like a good 10 seconds to destroy that thing. I don't think her blaster would have done much.
Yeah. I couldn't believe how it burned Ahsoka's hand.
Yeah, that was interesting. I guess just the witch fire is hot.
Yeah, I know. Now that I'm thinking about it, Morgan never touched it. She just kind of used her hand and kind of waved it, and it went up and down, whatever. She never actually touched it, which I didn't realize.
It was an inspiration for Star Wars. Or was it or am I thinking the other way around? One of the two. But, yeah, and the lightsaber fights in this were really good.
Yes, so intense.
They gave me like original trilogy vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the very like classical like stances and like Obi-Wan and Vader and like Luke and Vader in Empire. Felt like that very samurai broadsword swinging and all that.
Mm-hmm. The droid.
I will say though, I don't get why. Like, I kind of like. I think Ahsoka wasn't taking this seriously enough because she went with one saber when you girl, you got two. You have two for a reason.
I don't know. Maybe she felt like it wasn't necessary.
He would have gotten in the way or something.
How about when she killed the Inquisitor and he just like kind of burst into like sand? Like I don't know what that was. He just kind of bursted.
I think. Yeah, I was confused by that too. I think I've recently like read into it that it might have been the Night Sister magic or something that.
Okay.
So, something like Savage, or somewhat, which that's kind of cool. I'm not disappointed he died like he's nobody or anything. I'm kind of was like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
He was cool, but that's fine. He didn't need to be anybody. It kind of did remind me of like Tales of the Jedi, that one Inquisitor that Ahsoka took down.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of like just disintegrated after she killed him.
Oh, see, I don't even remember.
Yeah. Because Balon was using like Claymore style on her. Also, yeah, Hu Yang, poor Hu Yang.
I know.
He's a good boy.
Yeah.
He needs lightsabers of his own. He needs like 4 lightsabers because he's got 4 hands. He's got to know some moves. Let's see what else. Also, I'm kind of glad they're holding back on Sabine's force, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like she still hasn't used it. She's still like that moment where she tricks Shin with the force. It's like, you don't have the force. Nope, but I got blasters.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, that's so smart.
Mm-hmm.
And
He's like, "Oh."
Yeah, and I liked that moment with her and Balon with Ahsoka. Like they're kind of. Again, I'm not. I'm very curious. What's his goal? Like I kind of know what his goal is, but I feel like there's an under goal behind
Mhm.
it or something.
Mhm. It definitely seems like there's more to him. Like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we get little bits here and there, like oh, like he mentions like when he first comes face to face with Ahsoka, he mentions Anakin. Um, I think he said something like Anakin spoke highly of you or something like that.
Yeah.
Something along those lines, and she was like, "Oh, he never mentioned you," and um, so
Yeah, which makes me curious. Like, what kind of? I feel like we might see something about Balon in the Anakin episode next. Maybe we might get some answers as to who he was.
mm,
And man, I just the villains in this series are really good.
mm-hmm,
Like I'm so interested in them, and they're really intimidating.
yeah,
And let me see what. And yeah, in that moment where after Ahsoka is defeated, Balon is uh, he basically kind of talks Sabine down
yeah,
with, with the temptations of Ezra and
mm-hmm,
everything. And it's like, but man, it was I got it, the way it was done was so good because I couldn't tell if Sabine was gonna go through with it or
yeah,
not. I felt like at the last second she might have not have. She might not have given it to him.
mm-hmm,
But I was like, and it was just, and yeah, it's like, yeah, and okay, you let me take the map and all that stuff. We'll take you to Ezra and promises.
yeah. Because I was trying to like figure it all out. So like my understanding is so because I was like, okay, we know she can read the map, like, but she can't get there without them technically, right? Like because they're the only ones that have that thing
Yeah,
to get them there. So she really, if she wanted Ezra back, she would have no choice but to go with them. So I guess it
yeah.
makes sense.
Well, it was either go with them or destroy the destroyings. Yeah, yeah. And it's like I feel so I feel bad because again, it's like she's in a weird way. This is like a failure test, like a test of
Mm-hmm.
for Ahsoka. Like her student has failed her.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but at the same time, it was the only way I think Sabine would have survived this.
Mm-hmm.
But they're they're doing really good with these characters,
Yeah, they are.
and I can't. The next episode's so hype. I can't wait to talk about that one.
Yeah, it's gonna
Just,
be a really good episode.
um, yeah, yeah. Trying to think of anything else.
Um, I mean, there was like everything else that happened before Anakin was just kind of like just leading up to that moment. So,
Hmm.
I'm sure there'll be a lot more to talk about in next week's episode. So,
Oh yeah.
um, we have not even gotten to Thrawn yet, and the bad guys are good already.
Yep. Yeah. No.
Night
We.
Sister. I'm happy we are getting Dark Jedi. Makes it interesting.
Yep. Yeah. Like, not Sith. Dark Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
Which is so funny how. Um, I think remember back in Legends before the prequels came out, they didn't have a name for the like Sith yet. I mean, George Lucas had written it down and had I think some legend books might have gotten the word,
Mm-hmm.
but it's most of the time whenever a dark sider was referenced, they were called a dark Jedi or something.
Uh-huh.
The Sith, because that's the interesting. Sith wasn't mentioned until the prequels. It was not even in the original trilogy.
Yeah.
But what's really cool is that there was that deleted scene in the A New Hope in the Imperial Council within the Tarkin's Council when it's like right before uh, Tarkin enters the meeting room.
Mm-hmm.
One of the officers, that officer talking, saying like the rebels have the plans and this Death Star is vulnerable and all that sort of stuff. And there's a deleted scene of him saying like this, our leader, this Sith Lord or something, and you like what he mentions the actual word, so it was there at the beginning. That's so fascinating to me.
Mm-hmm.
How George had this all ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got two Dark Jedi, a Night Sister, Thrawn, and a lot of battle droids.
Mm-hmm.
And some. Uh, I. It's one of these. I feel like this series is gonna end not really with a victory. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think Thrawn is gonna come back, and that's gonna be saved for the next series or something, like whatever war Thrawn brings. If Thrawn is a villain still, maybe he changed. I don't know. I'm curious what Thrawn's gonna be like when we get back to him.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect, but it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. All right. That was episode 4 of Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a very good episode. They left us on a cliffhanger, so I'm sure next week is going to be great.
Yes.
Next series, Bad Batch live action. They save the galaxy.
You,
As much as I would love a Bad Batch live action, I don't think my nerves could handle it because I'm like, oh
Do
my god,
you-
are they gonna kill him in this episode?
do you think? Yeah. Do you think we're gonna see Rex? This is how we see Rex, and like maybe a flashback or something.
Maybe or flash forward. I don't know. I hope we see him. No matter whatever happens, I hope we see him.
Because yeah, we haven't seen any hints of Rex yet.
Mm-hmm.
Which we still have some characters to meet. And yeah, we haven't seen Zeb yet either in this, so we've had everybody but Zeb. We had Carson. That's right. One of the X-wings was Carson.
Oh yes, yeah. It
He
was.
came back, which is so cool. Takes some time. A little bit.
Yes, tech vibes.
Man, yeah, David Tennant's doing a really good job as who
Yeah, he is.
the sass of this droid.
Yeah.
Um,
Well.
Yep.
I think that's everything.
Yep.
Next series cover is. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. We will be back next week, next Wednesday, to discuss episode 5.
Yep.
So.
Anakin Strikes Back.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll find out more about what's going on here.
Yeah. I just want to. My brother said, "Can I get the World Between Worlds so I can just skip to the next episode?"
Yeah, right. If only it were that easy.
Mm-hmm.
It was good to see the cockpit of the ghost. Yes, it was. Looked very cool. All right, guys.
Yeah, live action ghosts, live action everything. Just I
Mm-hmm.
love how I say live action, even though it's, I mean it was live-ish action.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right, guys. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Everybody have a great rest of your evening, and we will catch you all in the next stream. Bye. Everyone.